Hello, everyone! The second part of episode 77 is already here, and oh my god, Boom decided to drop it as sudden as possible, it seems to me. But thankfully, I wasn't asleep this time, so let's get into it right now. And this episode really caught me off guard because Boom revealed something really crazy to us. Who are these cameramen 3.0 that arrived to avenge their comrades, and what you actually missed about them? What was the true role of the secret agent, and the whole point of Alpha Hill's facility? What was the purpose of this special squad that featured the Skibidi mutants from G-Toilet Squad? And who is this iconic big cameraman in the red shirt who seemed to get upgraded the most? And although G-Man and the Titans didn't appear in the second part of the episode, I still got one of the most important pieces of information in the entire series. And what I've learned today literally blew my brains off. Now get your tea and snacks ready and prepare to watch this video to the end, where I'll tell you about the truth about Alpha Hill's laboratory and the S-God's squad purpose and why this entrance of Camerawoman was so special. Okay guys, I warned you, so let's go. And be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done this already. And now let's move on to the second part of episode 77. So the episode starts with Jim Bro Toilet throwing the parasite-like head of the Astro Toilet into another Astro chilling in the background, and then he says his iconic, "Let's go!" once more, while DJ Toilet is also raving somewhere behind him. But their party wasn't meant to last for too long though, because literally in one split second, not one but two Astro Obliterators showed up and started blasting our guys like real rats who attack sneakily and with no honor. And it's funny that it was Mecha Scientist exactly who reacted the quickest out of the whole team and started covering his new friends back while Jim Bro was showing off to the POV. The most modest guys are the most useful ones, ain't it true, huh? Then DJ Toilet stops his music and turns to his enemies as well, and the mutant with yellow katanas does the same thing. So our peaceful background turns into war zone within one literal second. So by the time when Jim Bro Mutant turns around, it's already really hot in there, and it doesn't really seem like he's shocked or anything. The dude is just happy to be in any battle, it occurs to me though. And by the way, when he turns around, do you guys see this weird thing on his back? Now what the heck of a weapon it even is? Is this a shovel meant to beat the living thing out of any Astro that can get on his way? Or is it some kind of messed up hammer? And what is this thing on top of its handle? It looks like the water pumping valve that can bring water to moisture the streets or something. And what is happening with his pants in this frame? It seems like the dude took his manly gym activities way too seriously. Okay, well, and after that he takes off immediately and literally knocks one of Astro Obliterator's down with his knives that were ready to be used. And the other Astro Obliterator just looks at the whole thing totally shocked. Well, apparently he didn't expect such audacity from our naked mutant. And while the other Astro was too stunned to speak, he got already jumped at by the Michael Jackson Toilet with 6 katanas in all of his hands, and Mecha Scientist was also ready to back this guy up with his camera strider. In the meantime, 2 other Skibidi mutants were also busy with the third Astro Toilet, who apparently tried to catch them off guard, but failed miserably. The mutant with crescents welcomes him with shooting one of the rocket missiles from his launchers right into Astro's face, which results in the huge explosion. But the freak decided to snap back and hit the mutant with the sword, which caused quite a lot of damage as well. And the mutant even dropped some of his rocket missiles to the ground. And then another Astro managed to sneak up on him and tries to damage him even more. And it's this time when the POV finally stops playing a role of just a silent spectator and flies up to aid his new comrade. He gets his minigun ready and literally demolishes the Astro Toilet on one go as he released an embarrassing scream. And well, that's basically all the poor freak had time to do. And I don't know about you guys, but I got really amazed how quickly the Alliance got such powerful upgraded weapons. Do you remember time when it took forever to take just one regular Astro Toilet down, and even that task seemed to be nearly impossible? But it can take just one really smart shot into one Astro head and he'll be done for. Of course, elite Astros won't be that easy to deal with, but that progress was still really impassive in my opinion. Then the POV tries to pull the same trick with the second Astro Toilet, who is attacking the mutant with crescents all this time, but he manages to put down his shield soon enough and protect his head, which allowed him to survive a little longer. Meanwhile, the police mutant with glowing crescents also gets up on his feet and starts beating the Astro to the pulp with his weapons, and his hits seem to be so hard that they put the Astro on fire. As far as I can see, the upgraded weapons that both the G-Squad members and the Alliance seem to be combining the technology stolen from Astro Faction with some magic on the side. And that's how I could have explained the huge increase in power of both melee and distanced weapons. So as this Astro Toilet sees that he just cannot win against these two guys, he tries to escape and flees miserably while 3 new Astro Toilets appear in the air. And before that, he sends one last shot into the police mutant that only made him look more like a coward chicken, honestly. And it seems like the guy tried to blend with the crowd, which was a poor thing to do considering that this chicken is still on fire. And the guy was fleeing so hard that he actually managed to leave the battlefield relatively quickly and somehow escape the fate of being boomeranged by the police mutant's crescent. But as for these 3 Astros, well, I can only say that they formed way too of a perfect curve, so the police mutant just couldn't miss this awesome opportunity to take such a nice sweep. So he throws his crescent like Kratos throws his axe in God of War game, and well, I can call it a perfect throw for real. And after that, the mutant turns to us with the content smile on his face, and then he even does some sort of cool pose as if he was a Mortal Kombat character or something. And after that, he flies off to the next point of his destination, and oh wait, it seems like something very interesting fell off this guy's pocket. And at first, I thought that this is a tablet with some orders from his Skibidi commander or something, but it actually turned out to be a picture in the black frame. Oh man, it seems to me that the police mutant is really nostalgic for the old times, huh? And the sense of nostalgia can be applied to not only agents of the Alliance who still rewatch flashbacks of their past via tablets or something like this. And this picture refers to the times when the police mutant was also a human, just like CAMERAWOMAN and PLUNGER Man in episode 73, and you can see his human version to the left from this guy who is smiling widely, and apparently this is human Jim Bro mutant because their faces look really similar. And the guy below them seemed to be the mutant with glowing katanas, and all of this means one very important thing. All of these mutants from G-Squad used to be humans who served at the same squad back in year 1986, and their squad was called Special Government Objects Defense Service, which in short sounds like SG-ODS. And I'm not going to bury you guys in my assumptions about why this abbreviation sounds like Sea God's phrase, because there is time and place for topic like that later. And for now, I'll just tell you that this picture and the SG-ODS posing in front of the camera as a whole looks awfully similar to this photo from the game called Resident Evil, where the STARS squad was depicted. And this squad consisted of a team of loyal friends that was later meant to face some real nightmare that was caused by Umbrella, aka the Evil Company. Sounds really familiar, doesn't it, guys? And there is something even more insane on this picture, and it's highlighted by someone's big red question mark referring to the secret agent standing right there in the background, who is seen communicating with the other soldier. And I'm pretty sure that the scientist next to him is the same scientist who we could see in the photo from the second part of episode 70, which also looked awfully familiar to Male 09, and it also seems like the secret agent was staring at the camera at the moment when this photo was taken. So it looks once again as if the secret agent knows everything and is always present next to the main characters. And what also caught my attention is how similar the environment on this picture looked to the Skibidi bunker surroundings from episode 67. Although I'm not entirely sure that this is the same location due to some additional buildings around it. But this is definitely another part of Alpha Hills complex shown to us here. And I'm pretty sure that this entrance may be connected to the Skibidi base from episode 67. But what does this picture mean as a whole? Well, the mutants from G-Squad really worked at Alpha Hills complex together with the secret agent and this mysterious scientist who might also play a very important part in the series, and it would be really cool if Boom shows him to us as well in the future episodes. And probably he's going to be in the Skibidi toilet form as well. And all the mutants from G-Squad used to be soldiers protecting Alpha Hills facility that was considered to be a special government object. And this only proved my initial theory that the whole Alpha Hills project was financed and organized by the government of some unnamed country. But I would bet that it was American government based on how much USA is into the aliens and weird experiments core. And I am pretty much sure that the secret agent was a direct insider from the government side who controlled the whole research and also shared the orders coming from the government. And that's why he keeps monitoring the whole situation even after the Skibidi virus outbreak and doesn't seem to stick to the Alliance's side. But I also wonder what is this weird, colorful thing behind the secret agent. But unfortunately, it was really tiny, so it was difficult for me to discern what exactly this is. But if you guys have some ideas on what it might be, then be sure to share it with me in the comment section below. Okay, and now let's continue. So while the POV was busy observing this picture, he gets nearly smashed by the Astro Obliterator, but it turns out that he wasn't even focused on the POV, but he was fighting off DJ Toilet instead. And I already told you in my previous analysis how much DJ Toilet resembles G-Man right now with all of his lasers that he can gladly put into work. And it also seems to me that he's got one more ability to slow down the upcoming missiles and then send them right back into opponent, which is a pretty neat technique. And he does send it back with the powerful sound wave coming from his speakers. So it's a good thing that they are there not for parties only. Astro Obliterator gets damaged pretty badly, and then he receives a final shot from someone new and finally gets off my screen with this hilarious scream. And then we see the appearance of one of my most favorite characters, who is the red-shirted big cameraman, which is actually one of the veterans of the Alliance, and he also appeared in the earliest episodes of the series. And right now it seems to me that this guy got upgraded with some really awesome stuff, and he's a real Chad now. And aside from the new powerful cannon using which he shot down the Astro Obliterator, he also got this absolutely awesome chainsword from Warhammer 4000. And he also has some sort of brass knuckles on his hands to use in melee combat. And he also uses the same shield that was also seen on another big cameraman in episode 76. But the red-shirted cameraman can actually move around while having this shield on. And to say even more, he also uses the same charge attack that Astro Juggerson used in episode 75. And oh boy, check out how he uses his sword and finishes off this Astro Toilet in just 3 hits and then lets the juice out. Man, I am literally getting scared at how powerful the Alliance's agents have become. And it also seems to be that Boom reduced the battle power of Astro Toilets a little bit, so now this confrontation seems to be balanced much better. And by the way, do you remember the leak with the curved blue lens for this episode? It turned out that it was not the Titan cameraman's lens, but this red-shirted guy's one, because it is also curved. Okay, and then we see something even crazier than before. More Astro Toilets show up, but unfortunately this freak didn't learn from their fallen comrades that it is a really bad luck to mess up with our agents now. So red-shirted Chad uses his gravitation guy to pull one Astro close to him and eliminated him with just one shot from his cannon. And then he gets ready to deal with the rest of them from the distance and turns on his shield once again. But then, even more reinforcements from the Alliance arrive and help him. And I don't know about you guys, but this shot really reminded me of the last episode by Spiderund and his Skibidi invasion series. So now we can really see what this Cameraman 3.0 thing is all about. Apparently the whole Alliance and the Cameramen's race especially underwent another huge jump in their technical evolution, and now they combined their own best technologies with the Astro Toilet's inventions. And there is also one huge thing in this scene. Do you see how almost all of the cameramen are now having the blue lenses? Apparently, this is an upgraded version of their lenses that only elite agents used to wear, like Plunger Man and CAMERAWOMAN. But now, all the regular cameramen got their upgrades as well, and what can I say, guys? Boom baited us good into believing that Plungerman is going to be back. But not this time. And I've also noticed these new flying camera cannons that are apparently operated by someone from the distance. And these little things can provide high power potential combined with high mobility as well. Okay, that's smart. And we can also see that all the cameramen are equipped with the latest fashion weapons and armor now, so the Astro faction is in real trouble. How the tables turned, huh? Okay, and now it's time for the best reveal ever. One of the last remaining Astro Toilets gets 2 plungers into his face which rip off his helmet, and it turns out to be CAMERAWOMAN who sent them. And oh my god, you just look at her, guys! She really embraced her Plunger Man role now, so now she changed her equipment really close to his style. And this cat ear-like things on her face look really cute too. But what it really reminded me of is Plunger Man's epic appearance in the latest episode by Spiderund. I mean, just check out these scenes by yourselves. And Boom also mentioned how he liked watching Spiderund's Skibidi invasion a lot, so he could definitely get inspired by this scene. And it's the upgraded jetpack especially that made me draw this comparison. And wait, is this the Gaiat that I see in this frame? Oh wait, never mind, just my imagination probably. Well anyway, CAMERAWOMAN gets this guy absolutely cooked while also showing her new crazy weapons that cook the guy to a rare medium with its lasers. And then the big cameraman with the bow tie finally ends his miserable life with the final shot from his cannon. And Jim Bro Mutant, seems to be so impressed by CAMERAWOMAN's, skills that he pulls his sunglasses on the nose and exclaims, "Damn!" And I can definitely understand this brother. I mean, the girl got the things to look at in this fight. And also don't forget that Jimbro intended to flirt with her back in episode 73, where she was still in her earlier form, which means that he had certain feelings for her long before this, epic transformation. And this cameraman in the distance also seems to be stunned by her as he stares at her while walking with his hands in front. So yeah, CAMERAWOMAN seems to be the main hottie in town right now. Too bad that I have feelings for Speaker Woman anyway. And also check out this cameraman who is literally wearing cat ears too. Is this some fashion week in the Alliance, everyone? Okay, and then CAMERAWOMAN lands on the ground and helps the POV to get up on his feet. And in this moment, something really interesting happens. The POV's camera starts having some glitches, and he sees the real human face that Kathy used to have. And I can also see a scar near her mouth, which she didn't have in her flashbacks back in episode 73. She raises her head and says, "There's one until the end." And then the POV sees her in her current CAMERAWOMAN form once again. And I believe it means that he knew her in the past when she was human, and that's why he remembered her face in this moment. And I've got even more to say about this moment, but I think that I'll make a separate video about this so that this analysis wouldn't get too long. And the episode ends with the iconic thumbs up that the POV is showing to Kathy. And she replies with nodding down, which is really interesting because her iconic gesture was always double thumbs up. But apparently her hands were busy with the plungers, so she nodded instead. So, in the end, I can say that things are definitely getting better for the Alliance while the Astro faction is taking L's left and right. And I just cannot wait to see the third part of episode 77 when both G-Man and the Titans of the Alliance are meant to finally show up. And that was all for today. I really hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, hit the like button below, and also be sure to write a comment below. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube and Discord channels not to miss my new interesting videos. And that was me, ISO Toilet. See ya!